Hi everyone, thank you for watching. I'm Shannon and we are continuing my series on best and worst rooms at Walt Disney World resorts, continuing on with our DVC villas, and today we're going to be covering the Beach Club villas. Now, as opposed to the Grand Floridian Resort, the Beach Club, we have only stayed at the villas. So we've only stayed in the DVC building. We've never stayed at the actual resort. So I really can't compare the two. So the DVC portion is a great location. If you have a car, there's definitely, and I'll go over that in a second, but there's definitely better, rooms if you want to use your car quite a bit. We tend to not use our car, and that's mainly because you are literally at the back entrance of Epcot, and you're within about a 18 minute walk to Hollywood Studios, and you have the option to use the Skyliner from the Epcot International Gateway Station. So all in all, it is an amazing resort. You also have Stormalong Bay. Now, the last time when we went, if you saw my summer getaway for July 2020, Stormalong Bay was closed, but it has since reopened, and you are getting the opportunity to use that. Also, the Beach Club Resort is closed currently, so that means there's less people at the pool, which is fantastic, as well as just, will help with that social distancing. But I'm gonna get into a little bit because the Beach Club Resort is very unique as far as the villas. There's definitely some unique situations with the rooms. I have some preferences as far as which rooms we like and what we recommend, but also there's some differences with the 2 bedrooms. So I'm gonna get into that now. So before I go into touringplans.com and show you basically the layout of the building, let me get into what's the breakdown for the rooms. So with Beach Club, there are 110 studios and 74 of them are lock-offs. There are 94 one bedrooms and 74 are lock-offs. So that means with 2 bedrooms, 74 are lock-offs, obviously. But for the dedicated 2 bedrooms, there are 78 total. Now this is where it's interesting because 24 of them, the second bedroom have 2 queen beds, like the other dedicated 2 bedrooms in other villa buildings. But 54 of them are almost set up like a lock-off with 1 queen bed and the sofa bed. So if you need those 2 queen beds in the 2 bedrooms dedicated, there's only 24 of them out of 78 total dedicated 2 bedrooms. So just keep that in mind. So those are going to be a little bit harder to find or to get. There are no grand villas at Beach Club. And just, obviously that's not something I'm in the market for, but if you are in the market for a grand villa, they aren't at Beach Club. Now with Beach Club, a lot of people ask, can you see the fireworks? Right now, nobody can see the fireworks because there are no fireworks. But you used to be able to see the fireworks from some of the buildings and some of the rooms. However, the trees have really grown in. So some of them might have had a fireworks view or a partial fireworks view in the past, but the trees have grown in. So I'm really not gonna focus on that too much just because it's probably non-existent at this point. If you're lucky and you can see some fireworks from your balcony, fantastic, but really right now that's just not an option. However, what I tried to find out was some of the rooms have really large balconies. So the ones that I found out and were able to confirm are the ones I'm going to share with you today. Now for us, location matters more than the size of a balcony, but for other people, maybe they want that large balcony. So here we go, and I'm going to show you all the options at Touring Plans and then how to make that room request. So like all my other videos, I am starting at touringplans.com's page dedicated to Disney's Beach Club Villas. And here you can read all about Disney's Beach Club Villas. So this will have some specific information regarding the DVC portion of Beach Club, as well as some good pictures. There is the floor plan. It's very similar to other resorts. We won't go over that too much. And there's some pictures of the bathroom. Talks about the pool. Obviously, Stormalong Bay is the real draw for this resort and why it's so hard to get in here if you do not own here. A little bit about the restaurants, and obviously there's a lot of information you can find also on the Beach Club Resort page as well, because they do share a lot. There's a picture of the friendship boats. So this is just going to give you a lot of information on Beach Club Villas. And now we have the touringplans.com map of Beach Club. It's such a small resort that I'm going just to kind of walk you through a little bit before we get into the actual rooms. So here is the Beach Club Villa. So as you can see, it's just this one building. And then would be the beach club. This would be the yacht club. And they share a lot of amenities. So right here is the quiet pool for DVC. And this is another quiet pool for the beach club. And then this right here, obviously, is Stormalong Bay. So it's a good size walk, but it's not too bad. And right here would be the beach marketplace or beach club marketplace right here. So that's where you can get a quick service. When drinks return, that's where you can get your coffee and your refill station. That would be right here. Very, 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 very convenient, especially if you were on this side, which I'll talk about later. Cape May is right around here. So this is the lobby for Beach Club. Cape May would be right around here. Beaches and Cream is around here somewhere, I believe. And then right next to Beaches and Cream is the gym. And I will post a link to the gym. I was there not too long ago. It's a decent size little fitness center over there. The buses are right here. So it's a little walkway. So when you come out, you would come out here and then you basically walk around and then there's a walk. It's not too bad. If you're over here, it's probably easier just to walk this way, but it's a decent size walk. And let's see, then we have the friendship boats. The friendship boats for the Beach Club Villas is quite a walk. So it's right here. But, right now they're not running, but we do anticipate they will be running soon. So it's a good walk if you are staying at the Beach Club. Personally, I think the friendship boats are great coming back, but if you're trying to get to a park, unless you're not in a hurry, we usually skip the friendship boats. Now here's the walkway. So best thing about Beach Club Villas is the accessibility to Epcot. And you can look, when we stayed there, we were right around here. We came out, we literally walked around this walkway. These buildings were empty at the time because the resort is closed. So we just walked around here, came out, and then walked to Epcot. Also, when we took the Skyliner, the Skyliner is right there because this is International Gateway. It's fantastic. And also when we stayed there, we walked to Hollywood Studios. Now, in years past when we stayed, we always took this route. So we always kind of wanted to see if the boat was there. And if it wasn't, we just kind of kept walking and walked this way. This area was blocked this time because the NBA was at the yacht club. So we walked this way. Well, just letting you know, if you are staying at the Beach Club Villas, this way is the way to go. We went basically walking towards the boardwalk. This is a much faster way to Hollywood Studios. I don't know why we ever walked that way, and I feel kind of silly that we ever did, but this is a much faster way. We timed it from right around here. It took us about 18 minutes. I can go back to that video and look. It took about 17, 18 minutes to walk. We had a nice brisk pace, but I wasn't running. And it was about the same amount of time to take the Skyliner with absolutely no wait. So, if you've been on the Skyliner, you do have to switch at Caribbean Beach. So there's usually a wait. So if you are rushing for time, walk it. Walking is always going to be faster and obviously the most reliable. So that's a, overview of the resort. And just so you know, as far as proximity to everything. Also right here, right around here is the Seaside Retreat, which is the little mini community hall that they have right now. It's been several different things. It used to be the kids club, then it was a pirate dinner, and then now it's called Seaside Retreat, which is like a mini community hall. Very, very convenient when it rains so that you have somewhere to go. So now we're going to go over the different room categories. And as I stated before, there's only 3 room categories: standard studio, standard 1 bedroom, and standard 2 bedroom. And that's it. That's all you have to choose from. So now there are dedicated and lock off 2 bedrooms, but that is more in what you you request through the resort. But as far as views, there's one view, standard. And I will say, there weren't any, in doing my research, there weren't any bad rooms. There weren't any really bad rooms that had a dumpster view or anything that would say, you really don't want to get this room. Now, I will say there were some less desirable rooms and then some that were like, these were the best rooms. And it really had to go, and it revolved around the balcony, the size of the balcony. So let's get into that right now. So I've already plugged in Standard View Studio, and you'll see that's it, 3 choices. So show matching rooms, and it's going to come up. There we go, click, and here we go. So this is the first floor. There are 5 floors, and we'll just kind of look really quick at the 5th floor. The 5th floor, as you can see, it's not the whole floor. But let's start at the first floor. As I've stated before, we always love the first floor. So we've stayed at the first, built this resort 3 times. The first time, I really didn't know. We were on the 4th floor, right around here. So we were, I think, 470, and it was not great. There was very little balcony. We felt very, very far from the walk. It was a long walk to get to the Beach Club Marketplace. We had our car, and this is where the parking lot is. So if you have your car, this is a great area to be. But if you don't have your car, this is a very long walk because everything is going to be this way. We had our car, but we didn't really use it. So we learned that we really wanted to be closer to here. So just to give you a proximity, right here would be an exit to the Beach Club Marketplace right here. This is how you exit to the main lobby. And how you're going to go to get to the bus stop would be right through here. There's a concierge right there. So we always request, every single time, we always request this room. 105, I think it's the best for us because we love the ground. There you can see Beach Club Marketplace. That's where Beach Club Marketplace is, right in there. This is the solarium. The Seaside Retreat is right there. This would be our go-to. It's always our room. And I always say we want to be on the first floor. We don't really care about view. We care about convenience. We haven't gotten that room yet, but the last time we were there, we got 127, which was great. And then this most recent trip in July, we were this room right here, which was 149. Not a bad room. Go back and look at that video. There's a couple times where I filmed, especially the first day where I filmed right outside the room. I didn't do a room tour that time. I completely forgot. But it wasn't bad. We did have to walk this long hallway. Again, not as convenient as this room that we had here, but really convenient. Never had to take the elevators. The elevators you'll see are here and right here. So just keep that in mind. But there's not some elevators. Some rooms have a longer walk to the elevators, but it's not terrible. It's not like Animal Kingdom Lodge, so it's not bad. Now, I won't say there was any worst or best rooms on the first floor. I think first floor is really personal preference if you like to be on the first floor. And for us, I'd rather be on the first floor than to have a large balcony. But let's get into the best rooms in the standard studio category. And the first one I'm going to go is 228. And that's right here. And that would also include 328. So this room on the 2nd and 3rd floor have a huge balcony. I'm going to insert a photo right here that someone shared with me, and it's enormous. Because it's on the corner, what you don't see is that all of this is the balcony. So it's a really, really large balcony, very, very convenient if you have a toddler. But the interesting thing is on the 4th floor, 428 has one of the smallest balconies. So don't request the 28 line thinking you're going to get a large balcony because it really only pertains to 228 and 328. I believe 528 also, but that one is, I believe, a handicapped accessible. So keep that in mind as well. The other one would be this one right here, which is 260. Again, that would be 260 and 360. But again, 460 is it has a very, very small balcony. And that's where I will say comes into the worst category, is that a lot of the balconies on the 4th floor have very, very small balconies. So the second and third floor, really the second floor, if you want that extra large balcony, you're most likely going to get it on the second floor. But if you are on the fourth floor, you're more likely to get a smaller balcony. So let's go over to the fourth floor because there were a couple that were large, and that would be 431, which I believe is here. So 431 had an extended balcony, as did 455. So if you see this little triangle space here, that all is the balcony because they give that balcony to that room. So that's 455 and 431 have those extra large balconies. And then the fifth floor, this room right here is interesting because it said 566. They said it was odd shaped and the studio has extra space. I couldn't find a picture of the room, but as you can see, it is odd shaped. Every other room on the 66 line is a one bedroom. So for some reason it has extra space, but it didn't have enough space to be a one bedroom. However, they said it was very, very loud because this right here is the elevator. So you're right next to the elevator and so it was very, very loud. So do you sacrifice peace and quiet for extra space? I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't. But for some people, that might not bother them. So just keep that in mind that, you could get some extra space here. Let me see if there's a thing of the view. And it's a great view. You've got a nice view of the resort, of the pool. And it's a large studio with 2 storage cupboard spaces instead of the usual one. Large space entrance by door to store cases. Odd because of the odd shaped room, large balcony overlooking pool area and water. Only problem is an elevator shaft is attached to the main wall so you can hear the lift the whole time. So, and those kind of comments you can see, the public comments, you can see them sometimes on certain rooms. They're not on every single room, but I try, and if I have a room that's kind of interesting, I usually try and input that. So as far as worst rooms in the studio category, I would say avoid the fourth floor if you can. There are those 2 rooms, those 455, and let's go back to the fourth floor. 455 and 431 that have those extra large balconies. But for the most part, most of these rooms have very small balconies. Now, if you don't care about a balcony, the good thing about being on the fourth floor, if you're in a studio, is the laundry. And I can't remember where, but I think it's somewhere around here. The laundry is on the fourth floor. So if you're in a studio and you don't have the laundry in your room, you have it on the fourth floor. So it's very, very convenient. It's around here somewhere. Now, just kind of going over the overview of the resort, obviously the even numbers here are going to be a pool view. You're going to have a pool view here. The odd numbers are the ones that are facing the woods and are facing Epcot. So a couple things with that. This is, as I said, the parking lot. So if you want to be close to your car, ask for a higher number room. Say close to parking lot, higher number room. The caveat with that is there's a road here, and you really can't see it, but there is a road here. And from what I've heard is that it can get very loud. Now, other things with these rooms on the upper level, higher number ones are, they've been reports that you can also sometimes see Epcot fireworks. Now, 5 years ago, you could totally see the fireworks, but then the trees obviously have grown in 5 years. So you can see the Epcot fireworks from above the trees, but not as good as you may have seen them 5 years ago. So keep that in mind. Personally, I would not worry about trying to get a Epcot fireworks view at Beach Club because I just think it's very few and far between. So I personally, like I said, I always try to get on this side. We've never been on that side, funny enough. We always try to, but we want to try and get closer to. We really want to be in this area here to be close to the Beach Club Marketplace and just be close to the exit to get to the theme parks. So those are my recommendations for a standard view studio. Now we're going to go over to the 1 bedrooms. So standard view 1 bedroom. And here there really wasn't, I think the same thing applies. If you don't want to hear traffic noise I would say try to get an even number, try to get request a pool view. And, I think for this, a lot of them is going to be location. But there were two that I could find that have an extra large balcony. And we're going to go back up to the second floor. Again, second floor has the largest balconies and the third floor have the second largest balconies. So if you really want a large balcony, try and get on the second and third floor. So that is going to be, I believe it's this room right here, 266 and 366. I don't know if there's a picture. Yeah, there's not a picture here, but this is, you can see this is room 166, which should have a similar view. So just figure you're up one level. That would be the view, but it does have an extra large balcony. And what I can show you here is this is the second floor across the way. So there's a second floor. I believe that's the room 228 that I was talking about. That would be 328. And then you see 428. It's a very small balcony. But see how the second floor have good balconies. Third floor, some of them have smaller balconies, but then the fourth floor, it's enclosed, it's tight, it's small. Even on this floor, this would be a balcony on the second floor, but on the third floor, it's just a window. So there's really a mixed bag with balconies. The best balconies tend to be on the second floor at Beach Club. So let's click out of this. So if you're looking for an extra large balcony and you're in a one bedroom, try and request 266 and 366 right here, and that would be overlooking the pool. However, again, there's only 2 of those rooms and there's 94 one bedrooms. So your odds aren't really good. Your odds are like 2%. So, personally, I would focus more on location. Would you be happy with this location? It's closer to the parking lot and not as close to the main resort. It's up to you. But again, really only a 2% chance. Now, again, worst location, 4th floor. 4th floor is going to have that the smallest balconies as I stated. So same applies. 4th floor, try to avoid because if they are going to have the smallest balconies. And you already have a laundry, so you don't need the proximity to the laundry. And that brings us back to the 2 bedrooms to sum it all up. And here we go. Now, in talking again about the 2 bedrooms, as I mentioned before, there are 74 lock-offs and then 78 dedicated. Now, the lock-offs obviously have the second bedroom is a studio, so you have the queen bed and a pull-out, as well as a little kitchenette. The dedicated, there's 78 of them, but only 24 of them have the 2 queen beds. And then 54 of them have 1 queen bed and a pull-out. So if you are in need of 2 regular size queen beds, keep in mind that there are only 24 of them. And make sure you put that request in when you submit your request through Touring Plans, because if that's the most important, I would not worry about view. I would not worry about location. I would worry about making sure you get one of those 2 beds, because basically you have a 1 in 3 shot of getting that second bedroom with 2 beds. So just keep that in mind. So here we are, 2 bedrooms, back at floor 1. There's nothing on floor 1. And again, the best rooms that are dedicated 2 bedrooms. Now these are dedicated 2 bedrooms. The same thing, if you're looking for a lock-off, go back to those other rooms. And here we go. And the best rooms are I believe it's this one right here. Yes, 233 and then 253, I was told, have extended large balconies. So very, very extremely large balconies. And these are both 2 bedrooms that have the second bedroom with 2 queen beds. I was able to find that out. So they said that these 2, this one doesn't have the view, but it has a very extra large balcony. So those are the only 2 that I could find for 2 bedrooms, a dedicated 2 bedroom that had the extra large balcony. Now, again, you're going to be facing the woods. However, this location is fantastic. It's pretty close. It's not too far from the elevator, but not too close where you're going to hear it. And you're going to have a nice walk to the elevator and then to exit. You're going to have a nice view. Now, I would assume this inner corner, you're probably going to be looking at, into this person's room pretty easily, at least on the balcony. But, if you're going to have an extra large balcony, it's still not bad. Same thing for here. It's not too far. And then you're pretty close to the pool. So these I would say, are pretty good rooms. I didn't find any worst rooms on this. Honestly, again, it's avoiding the fourth floor, because the fourth floor, even on the 2 bedrooms, had some very small balconies, and some of them, the second room didn't have a balcony. It just had a window. So keep that in mind. Again, best floor as far as balconies are concerned, second floor. Worst floor is going to be the fourth. So now I'm going to show you how you can request that room. I've already plugged this in. So I am going to request room 233 and click here to make a request for your sample trip on November 22nd. And here it's going to come up with my little sample trip that I've plugged in and changed every time. So we're going to configure. So now it says requesting room 233. So it has already plugged it in when I put that on, and then configure room request. So there's my information. Again, don't leave that there. Actually, I would change that on this one, because I would put example 233, and then the other room was 253. So 253. I would just, those are the 2 rooms that have the extra large balcony, and we know are dedicated with 2 queen beds. And then here, I would put large balcony requested, and then must have 2 beds in second bedroom. So they know that you want those 2 rooms, because one of those 2 rooms because of the large balcony requested, and that you must have 2 beds in the second bedroom. Now, again, these are just requests. These are not guaranteed. A pull-out is a bed, but actually let's put 2 real beds. Make it clarify. So that's what I would put. Now, this personally would not be the room we would request. We would request that ground floor room, because for us, we don't want to have to deal with the elevator. We want to have close proximity to Beach Club Marketplace, to the buses, to Epcot, to all of that. That's most important. But this is just kind of a sample if you wanted to request one of those rooms that have a large balcony. So let's hit save, and that's going to save it. And that's it. So let's go back to Beach Club Villas, and that's going to give you the overview. That's it. Those are my recommendations, those best and worst rooms. Really not a bad room at Beach Club. Some obviously are less desirable because of the traffic, and you're just going to have a view of the woods. And you may have, if there's a band playing in Canada or in UK, you may be able to hear that music, and that maybe that's appealing to you, or maybe it's not. So it really just depends on what you like. However, you also could possibly get a view of fireworks when fireworks do return. So that's it. That is my overview of Beach Club Villas. So there you have it. Those are my suggestions and my tips for Beach Club Villas. I would say if you own there, feel very lucky. It's an awesome resort to own. If you don't own there, don't give up hope. Waitlists come through all the time, but always have a backup plan, because it's really hard to get in there if you don't own there. So with that, I'm going to be posting a new video on Friday, and we're just going to be moving right across Crescent Lake over to the Boardwalk Villas. So if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe, ring the bell. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.